Hello, my name is Kerrioth, and today we are going to take a look at the rest of the Adepticon stuff. We've gushed endlessly about these Slanesh releases, but there's some other stuff in here that looks kind of fun as well, so we're just going to take a quick look through the announcements, mostly take a look at the models, because let's face it, that's what we're all here for, the plastic crack, and yeah, see what's what, see what catches our eye. So let's have a glance. So there was the Forbidden Power thing that was announced for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, which is like new endless spells by the look of things that anyone can use, and they actually kind of look pretty cool. I do like this screenshot. It's called a photo, idiot. There's quite a lot going on, a lot of everything going on in this picture, but you can see, some of the new endless spell things in here. There's the weird like rib cage monster. Nagash's head just, floating around as it does. It's weird, but I quite like that. I don't know why. It's a bit odd. The boat of whatever the hell that is. Yeah, let's have a look at what these actually are. Sort of. There's no real full information for what these things do yet. So if you are an Age of Sigmar player, I can't help you with that. But we can at least have a look at the fanciness. That is. I mean, to be honest, that looks very Stormcast Eternal to me. I do like that. Of course it does. Look at it right there. Very big for an endless spell, if that's what it is. If it's an endless spell, that seems massive. The other ones don't seem quite as big as that from what I've seen. And I mean, we can see in this picture here, that's taking up a severe amount of space. Unless it's just like a terrain piece that buffs, that's also possible. Like, having said that, the comedy boat is also pretty damn big, but there's lots of nice little details in this that I quite like. I'm a bit of a sucker for the kind of almost like not a steampunk observatory, but this kind of like overly complicated clockwork look, so I quite like it. There's also what looks like scenery on one bit, which doesn't look massively impressive, but the weird goo pyramids get my vote for looking pretty fun. Very odd, very weird. I'm not really sure what to make of them, but they are interesting at the very least. And the flying ribcage with the skull on the front of it is just flat out mental. I don't know who came up with that, but I mean, hats off. That's not something I'd be able to come up with. It is properly a ribcage, isn't it? Are those like hip bones there down the bottom? It's so weird. I mean, that looks very boring and rubbish compared to the pyramids of goo and the flayed ribcage, but I mean, the flayed ribcage that's genuinely impressive. Okay, and there we go. There's Nagash's head, like a wibbly, wavy version of his head, bit of spine poking out as you do. But the star of the show is obviously that that mad boat, which I don't know what to even make of that. It looks very sort of proper mythological in a way and absurd at the same time. I think because it's a boat travelling on a wave of skulls that are coming out of the floor. There's a lot going on with that. Let's be honest. But for sheer ridiculousness, I mean, the mad boat gets a full 10 out of 10 marks for me. Christ, what the hell? Okay, so there's also the next battle tome, which is Fire Slayers, and there's a couple of things they've shown off of there too. So again, this looks like a terrain piece as opposed to being an endless spell to me. Anyway, I could be totally wrong, but I like all the little runes and stuff on the Fire Slayer stuff. I do like Fire Slayers is something I feel like I could get into if I could paint skin reliably, but I can't, and I wouldn't want to get like halfway through an army and realise they look garbage. So unfortunately, that's something that's probably never going to happen, but I do like that. It just feels very classic dwarven, which is always good. And they also get like a giant magma monster, which to me is screaming out to be some sort of like fire elemental in D&D, if I'm honest. I'm just looking at that and thinking of what else it could be painted to look like, to be honest. It's cool, it's fun, and I actually do quite like the paint job on it. It also seems so versatile, but in ways that aren't even related to Warhammer, to be honest. Okay, so there is much more. More Night Vault stuff with a Kharadron Overlords gang warband. I can't remember what they're called. But I do like the Kharadron Overlords as well. They're ridiculous. They're to me, they are silly, but I like them anyway. I do like the fact they were just like, no more squats in 40k, but Age of Sigmar, you can have them. Take them away with their weird like floaty metal balloon nonsense going on. Poses maybe a little bit awkward on that dude, the way he's resting on that, but to be honest, anything's better than a flying stand, because flying stands are shit. No one likes them, no one wants to use them. Just have them bouncing off a rock. It's still better than a flying stand in the vast majority of cases. Yeah, I do like these guys. I'm not entirely sure how that gun works or reloads. It looks like some sort of rotor cannon, but it looks like he's reloading it by putting bullets in each individual bit, which seems very convoluted for a gun of that type. But I'm not a squat in Age of Sigmar, so what do I know? Could make perfect sense for any squat-based engineers out there. Yeah, they look cool. They look fun. Warcry. Okay, this is the thing. This is the thing I'm excited about. So, the Iron Golems. So they're giving us a proper look at one of the warbands for Warcry. So the Iron Golems offer a more complex, nuanced take on Chaos than we've seen before. The Iron Golem miniatures combine classic Chaos aesthetics with cultural cues based on the mortal realm from which they originate, hailing from the realm of metal. Awesome. These warriors are renowned for the quality of their smithing, believing themselves chosen by Archaon himself to forge arms and armour for the slaves to darkness. I love that. Hailing from the realm of metal. That's pretty metal, let's be honest. I mean, they're not doing a great job of crafting full suits of armour, are they? But probably a bit unfair. I do like them. There's a bit of a diving suit thing going on to that helmet, which I actually really like. The Warhammer is suitably absurdly big and spiky. I like these. They're fun. They're very sort of they're very gladiator-esque, but in almost like an old kind of rusted way. I'm not sure their gear being rusty and worn is the best way to show that they're great at forging arms and armour, but you know, weird lore aside, I really do like the look of them. They seem to be big fans of only having armour on one leg. Personally, I'd go for a bit more, but that's just me. The Iron Golems, for example, count not just humans among their number, but Dwarven and ogres. Oh, that's cool. That's fun. Oh yeah, look. Oh, it's a bloody Chaos Dwarf in it. They're bringing them back. Nice. Chaos Dwarf's still a thing? I can't remember. Can you only get them from Forge World? I might just be off my face. I might be talking nonsense. Either way, that that ogre type dude that looks. You do not want to get hit in the face with either of them, do you? Jesus. That's a cool model though. That is good. I do like the look of the Warcry stuff. I like the look of the game. I'd like to know more about it all the way through. In fact, I think there was a video up there which I won't play now. I'll watch. We'll have a look at that at some other time. But this warband do look fun. They do look funky. The coin thing is interesting. I'm not sure what it means, but it's a nice alternative to chainmail. Breaks it up a little bit actually. Yeah, they look mad. Okay, there's also the fauna of Chaos, Griffhounds and Aetherwings. There's new plastic Furies and Raptorixes. Jesus. How are you supposed to say that? Raptorixes? The Furies, I'm happy about plastic Furies though, that's cool. God, that's ugly. In a good way, clearly supposed to be ugly, but I do like it. The beard is throwing me a little bit, not going to lie. But it's almost like it feels a bit Dark Souls, that model, if I'm honest. It is, I like that. I like that. It seems a bit Dark Souls to me. I mean, that's just a nightmare, and that's a reason to like it, surely. It's got a bit of a duck-billed platypus thing going on with the face there, though. I'm not entirely sure about the face, if I'm honest. Not convinced on the face. It looks like what was that game? Sim Animal or something? Like years and years ago, where you could make your own animals. It kind of looks like that. It all looks like it's got the body of a raptor, the wings of a turkey by the look of things, a weird oversized bone claw. The face is weird. I don't know. I'm not sure I like that, really. To be honest, I don't think that's not really doing much for me. It looks too cobbled together. It looks like someone had like a spare parts bin of other animals, and so they made that. No, that's not as strong as that. Like that has like a cohesive air to it. That looks weird, but it works. It looks like it's part of a cohesive whole. Whereas this thing looks like God got bored and just decided to stick stuff on any old thing and see what happened. It's not really a look I find pleasing, to be honest. It's a shame. Oh well. Okay, and there's more warbands and models to reveal. Excellent. Oh, so at launch 9 non-Chaos factions will be available to play with rules of their own. See if you can guess just what they are. Well, I mean, there's clearly orcs there, obviously. I'm assuming that's Stormcast. Vampire counts? Vampire counts, probably? Moon Gits, whatever. I can't remember what they're called. That's got to be some sort of undead thing as well. I don't know why I'm guessing. I don't play Age of Sigmar. I'm just like randomly guessing factions. Those of you who do, I mean, if I was close, Moon Clan? I can't remember what they're called. The Moon Gits, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, there's a couple I'm not sure about. Is that the Daughters of Cain, that one? Oh, I wonder if I've got those right now. I'll have to go back and watch this when it comes out and then see whether I was correct. Oh, and there's a new version of Apocalypse. Nice. So the new Apocalypse is a ground-up reimagining of mass battles in the 41st millennium, a totally new rule set designed to capture the spectacular carnage, grand strategy, and high drama of Warhammer 40,000's biggest battles. With this system, you'll be able to fight all the kinds of conflicts once confined to art and lore, brought to life on your tabletop, all in an evening after work or school. Well, that's optimistic, lads. I'm not going to lie. That's real optimistic. In an evening after work, sure. When do you count evenings as ending? 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning? But then again, if it's new rules, I might be being a bit unfair there. They could have found a way to make it not take literally for fucking ever to play a game of Apocalypse. It's possible. I'll wait until I see him. It's a totally new game on a new scale, giving you a new way to use your existing collection. At the size of battle, the focus is not on the actions of units, but on the entire formations, with the game feeling tight and reactive, even with hundreds of models on each side. Okay, alright, you're selling me. You're selling me on it. And yes, those are Warhammer 40,000 movement trays. Are they? Where? Is that them? Am I blind? Oh, it'll be in the video, won't it? I am blind. I'm an idiot. Okay, that's going to be interesting. That'll be interesting. Okay, so the second book in Vigilous series is almost upon us. Pre-order now, by the way. Of course, who wouldn't have already done that? I haven't done that. I forgot. Starting later this year, we'll be exploring the myriad war zones across the 30th. The Battle of Vigilous was a pivotal one, but such is the dire state of the galaxy, it's just one of the war-torn planets on which the fate of the galaxy will be decided. Good. I'm glad they've said that. I've seen people getting really hung up on the idea of it being like Vigilous forever and us not exploring other areas, but there's so many other important worlds all over both sides of the Imperium. There's so much other shit going on. I didn't want them to just focus on Vigilous forever. I want to hear more about the rest of the galaxy during this horrendous, turmoil time. So I'm glad they've specified they're going away. They're going to do, presumably, other campaigns on other planets, which I'm looking forward to that. That'll be good. I want expansion on just the war as a whole, not just on Vigilous. 50 Shells of Grey. I haven't watched that yet. I will link this article so you can watch these, because that will actually get sound, which will be helpful. Is this another Primaris Lieutenant? It is, isn't it? It's another Primaris Lieutenant. Yeah, of course. Although, alright, I kind of like that. Yeah, okay. Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. I won't take it back. It is another one, but I will admit I actually quite like that model. That is quite a good looking model. It's got a cool pose. It's not the increasingly boring hero pose. It's a little more subtle than that. It's a little more interesting than that. Yeah, no, I know I quite like it. All right. All right, that one gets a pass. That one gets a pass. I like that one. What the fuck is this? Okay. 2 all-new event exclusive models. These will be available at first at Adepticon before making their way to other independent Warhammer events across the world. This awesome Space Marine Librarian will be available at a number of events near you next year. Ooh, what is this? That's a Terminator. That's a Terminator Librarian, isn't it? So, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Huh. Okay. So we're getting new Terminator stuff. Fancy that. I'm trying to work out if that looks a little bit different to current Terminators. Where's the arms are still really high up. In fact, in that particular picture, they look absurdly high up. That's yeah, all right. I know it's an issue with all Terminators where it looks like their shoulders are somehow situated around about the same height as their ears, but that for some reason looks especially bad in that particular picture. But it's interesting that there's new Terminator stuff appearing. I really thought we'd only see Primaris stuff, like maybe some more dudes in Gravis armor, for instance. Maybe like perhaps a captain in Gravis armor that you didn't have to buy out the Dark Imperium set and there's no other fucking way to get one. Maybe something like that. Just throwing it out there. But no. I'm not going to complain about new Terminator stuff. Definitely not. I mean, I've got 21 of the of the things sat behind me on a shelf, so yeah, no, I like that. That's kind of funky. Oh, yeah. And it looks like actually that might be easily turned into a bit of Grey Knight goodness as well. He's really got the wrist-mounted Stormbolter by the look of it. Yeah, there's two muzzles on the end there. Barrels? What? Yeah. Bits where the bullets come out. There's 2 of them. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Okay. So hang on. Let's just... I skipped a bit. Going through... Oh yeah, no, the big community survey. We're going to talk about that in a different video, so it's fine. Yeah, and there we go. The Keeper of Secrets, which we already talked about. Yeah, there's some solid stuff in there. We're just going to end on this because it looks too good to not. Yeah, there's some solid stuff in there. Some nice stuff. It's nice stuff from Adepticon. Definitely looking forward to Warcry. Looking forward to the fact there's the extra non-chaos factions have been announced. The models for that look pretty good. That Terminator Librarian is interesting. Genuinely interesting. I didn't think we'd see anything like that anymore now that the Primaris are here. But no, an event-exclusive model that's not Primaris. Fancy. Okay, that is the other stuff from Adepticon. Some cool stuff in there, some fun stuff in there. Let me know what you thought about that lot in the comments down below. And click all the things, Patreon, video, subscribe, all that shit. Click it if you like, don't click if you don't want to. And I'll see you for the next one. Toodaloo.